Escape. Negativity. Transform into positivity. Rise to prosperity. When I was 27, I met a man living at the foot of Mount Tom Fong. He wasn't a hermit, not a monk either, just an ordinary guy who sold tea by the stream, grew veggies on the hillside, fetched water in the day, and lit a fire by his wooden hut at night. But there was something strange about him. Everyone who met him felt at ease. The air around him seemed softer. His words were light as the breeze, yet somehow they opened your mind. I asked him, "What's your secret to staying peaceful in such a chaotic world?" He just smiled, poured me a cup of tea, and said, "People think everything starts with action, but no. It all starts with the frequency inside you." I didn't get it. He continued, "Humans are like radios. If your mind is tuned to level 10, you can only pick up signals from level 10. The good stuff, opportunities, blessings, true companions, those are being broadcast on levels 50, 80, even 100. The more anxious and rushed you are, the lower you drop. And down there, you only attract things that pull you back." That conversation completely changed how I see life. From that day on, I began my journey to learn and practice what the ancients called the art of tuning your frequency. It sounds mystical, but it's deeply practical. It helps you turn danger into safety, misfortune into peace, and attract luck and harmony into your life. In today's video, I'll share that entire secret with you. From the core principle of energy frequency to 11 simple yet powerful practices that can literally change your destiny if you apply them consistently. Don't click away, because just one moment of understanding could change the way you see life forever. If what I share feels valuable for your journey, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and share this video to spread real value. Yunsin Channel will always be the place you can return to whenever you need a gentle reminder to wake up. First question, what is energy, and why does it shape your destiny? There was a time I went to a crowded gathering with a friend. Before the door even closed, she grabbed my hand and whispered, "I don't know why, but something feels heavy here." I looked around. No one was arguing, no shouting, just polite smiles. But I felt it too, something gloomy floating in the air like a storm trapped inside that room. I couldn't explain it then. Later, after studying human energy and vibration frequencies, I understood. Every place you walk into has its own energy, and so do we, constantly radiating it, whether we know it or not. Ever walked into a room where people just had a fight? Instant chills, right? Or met a stranger and immediately sensed not safe? Or the opposite, sat next to someone, didn't say a word but felt calm and healed? That's not superstition. That's energy vibration, what the ancients called chi. Energy isn't in the words, but behind the words. Not in the action, but in the intention that drives it. Picture dropping a stone into a lake, the ripples spread out. That's the impact you leave on life. Every thought, every feeling, every word you speak is an invisible stone, creating waves of energy all around you. And here's the profound part, those waves come back. Buddhism calls it karma. Physics calls it resonance. The ancients put it simply, your mind shapes your world. When you're angry, you attract more reasons to be angry. When you're anxious, you unconsciously seek out things to make you more anxious. When you hate, you draw in people and situations that hurt you more. But when you keep your inner world calm, hopeful, loving, miracles happen. Strangers smile at you. Work flows smoother. Health recovers faster. The whole world seems gentler. One day I asked an old monk on the mountain, "How do I know if I'm on a high or low frequency?" He didn't answer right away. He poured me a cup of tea and asked, "When you sit alone with no one around, do you feel at peace?" I went silent. He continued, "If not, your energy is tangled. If yes, you're close to the true frequency of the universe. Peace doesn't come from outside, it comes from resonance between your inner world and the essence of life. Your frequency is everything. It's like a radio. You want classical music, but you tune to the sports channel, you'll only hear shouting. No matter how much you hope for good things, if your frequency is negative, life will only give you more negativity. A wise man once said, "Don't try to change the world. Change your frequency, and the world will follow." Your reality, good or bad, doesn't reflect the world itself. It reflects where you are in the river of universal energy. Science backs this up. Dr. David Hawkins, in his book Power versus Force, showed that humans live at different energy levels, from shame, fear, anger, up to courage, love, and enlightenment. Each level changes your body, your heartbeat, your brain waves, how you interact with life. The lower your energy, the heavier your life. The higher your energy, the healthier, lighter, and clearer you become. I once asked an old taxi driver 30 years on the road, "Have you had any close calls?" He laughed. "Plenty, but I never panicked. Before every trip, I sit for 10 minutes to calm myself down. When you're calm, you drive differently. Even accidents avoid you. I call that tuning your channel before hitting the road of life. My friend, all your efforts, studying, working, praying, hustling, are useless if you skip this. Frequency is the foundation. If you're on level 10, you'll only meet level 10 people. Want to reach level 50? Don't look for an elevator outside. Step into the inner elevator by raising your inner energy. From today, start listening to yourself. When you're angry, sad, or uneasy, don't rush to react. Pause and ask, what frequency am I on? What am I attracting right now? The moment you start observing, you start controlling. And when you control your frequency, you control your destiny. Eventually, she ended up doubting everything. Always guarded, cold, and unable to trust anyone. Not long after, she attracted exactly the kind of person she feared most. Controlling, selfish, and abusive. She asked me, why do I always meet terrible people? I said, because inside you right now, you're vibrating at the frequency of doubt and fear. And the law of resonance will automatically pull you into situations that match it. If you don't raise your frequency, then even if you move to a new city, get a new job, or find a new lover, the ending will always be the same. My friend, let me tell you how to know what level you're on. You don't need any fancy device, just listen to yourself. If you get angry easily, blame others, or speak negatively, you're at the level of anger and resentment, low energy. If you often feel sad, unworthy, insecure, or hopeless, you're at the level of shame and despair, the lowest frequencies. If you live rationally, accept reality, and face problems instead of running away, you've stepped into a neutral level, medium frequency. If you live generously, love, and forgive, you're on the level of love and compassion, high energy. And if you feel full of peace, nothing left to fight for, and your mind is always clear, you've reached the level of enlightenment. Think of every person as a TV and your mind as the remote. If you tune to a negative channel, all you'll see all day are bad news, bad people, bad events. Switch to a positive channel, and suddenly the world feels lighter, kinder, and filled with light. The problem is, most people don't even know what channel they're on. One of my teacher's students once asked, "If I fall into a negative channel, how do I get out?" The teacher replied, "First, you must know you're there. Observe your mind every day. When anger arises, don't justify it. Ask, where does this anger come from? What is it serving? Does it deserve to stay? If not, take a deep breath and switch to another frequency. Awareness is the channel switch. You don't have to be perfect to live at a high level. You just need to be aware of what you're broadcasting. It's like playing an instrument. Touch the right string and the sound is beautiful. Hit the wrong note and it's harsh. Life works the same way. You need to learn to play your energy in harmony. Here's a simple practice for you. Every morning, before getting out of bed, ask yourself, what level is my mind on today? What level do I want to be on? And how will I nurture that energy? It could be through gentle music, a prayer, a quiet cup of tea, a warm hug, or just a few minutes of deep breathing and gratitude. Start there, because your frequency is the starting point of your destiny. 3. How masters adjust their frequency, and why they always seem lucky. In the highlands of the Northwest lived an old man named Tu. People called him the barefoot old man because he walked barefoot all year through the forest, wore simple clothes, grew vegetables, and drank spring water. But the strange thing was, whenever someone in the village faced trouble, the first person they ran to wasn't the shaman or the doctor, it was him. They believed he had the power to turn misfortune into safety. One day I took a chance to visit him, not for help, but to understand why someone living in isolation could have such an influence. When I arrived, it was raining. He was sitting there, patiently stacking wet firewood, like arranging pieces on a chessboard. I asked, "Do you have some kind of magic?" He just smiled and said, "No magic. I just know how to adjust my frequency." I was stunned. A man living on a mountain never learned modern science, yet spoke words straight out of a spiritual science book. I asked, "What does adjusting your frequency mean?" He explained, every morning when he wakes up, he doesn't rush to do anything. The first thing he does is sit quietly and feel his breath, feel his mood, If he senses even a little sadness or worry, he stops. He doesn't touch any work until his energy returns to balance. Only when his heart is calm does he start the day. See the pattern? All the wise ones share this secret. They never act when they're in a low energy state. They know if you work when your mind is chaotic, the result will be chaos. If you make a decision while angry, that decision will destroy you. If you speak from hatred, your words will become knives that cut back into you. They also know everything that comes to them, opportunities, companions, are the result of the frequency they broadcast. A famous Zen master once said, "The only thing you can truly control in life is not your fate, it's your vibration." I once witnessed a woman lose everything. Her husband left, her child got sick, she lost her job. Everyone felt sorry for her, but no one dared come close because the hatred in her eyes pushed people away. Only one person approached her, a meditation teacher. He didn't lecture her, didn't preach. He just said, "You don't need to do anything right now, just adjust your inner frequency. Every morning, sit still for 5 minutes. Accept everything. Don't push it away, don't swallow it. Just observe." 1 month later, I met her again. Her face no longer carried hatred. A new job appeared by chance. Her child began to recover. It was like her life got a fresh breeze. My friend, masters aren't better than you in education, money, or talent. They're better at one thing. They know when to stop and switch their inner channel. They know when to stay silent, when to step back. They stay calm when the world panics. They don't let their mind be dragged by anger. They keep it awake. And because of that, they attract what you call luck. But really, it's not luck, it's resonance. A person at level 500, love and gratitude, will naturally attract friends with pure hearts and opportunities full of light. A person at level 50, anger and hatred, will naturally get stuck in trouble, misunderstandings, betrayal. Every state you're in is an invitation to the universe to respond in kind. You want to be like the masters? It's not hard. They don't have magic. They don't need to live on a mountain. They just practice one skill every day, recognizing and adjusting their inner frequency. Because they know, if you can adjust your frequency, you can change your destiny. My friend, think of negative emotions like toxic chemical fertilizer. At first, they might help you protect yourself, but if you keep using them, the soil of your soul will become barren, and the good seeds won't survive. The more anxiety you carry, the harder it is to love. The more anger you hold, the less clarity you have. The more envy you feed, the less peace you'll ever know. I remember a saying by the ancient philosopher Wang Yangming, "Outside the mind, nothing exists." It means nothing truly comes from outside. Misfortune doesn't just happen to you. It grows from the seeds of unrest you've kept inside. And when negative energy is nurtured long enough, it bears fruit. Not sweet fruit, but bitter consequences. Suffering, illness, loss, isolation, and a chain of bad luck. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because you've been feeding those seeds with the wrong emotions. So what should you do? That old farmer once taught me this. Every day, watch your mind like you would a garden. If you see weeds, pull them out. If you see dry plants, water them. If you see good sprouts, nurture them. You can do the same. When you feel envy, shift to gratitude. When fear arises, breathe deeply and return to the present. When anger flares up, take a step back and ask, does this anger really protect me? You don't need to be a saint, just a gardener of your own mind. Because your inner soil is never empty. Either you plant flowers or weeds will grow on their own. Remember, every misfortune was once just a tiny seed, and your energy decides whether it dies young or grows into heavy karma. 10 ways to raise your energy frequency and apply it in daily life. The ancients used to say, if you want to know how far someone will go, don't look at their shoes, look at the light their heart emits. Your frequency doesn't hide in your words. It's behind your attitude, your daily habits, and your reactions in hard times. If you really want to upgrade your destiny, you don't need to wait for a new year or pray to the gods. Start today with small changes in how you think, speak, and live. Here are 10 simple, practical ways to reset your inner vibration, step by step, leading you to clarity, peace, and strength. 1. Change your thinking. The root of your frequency. Your mindset is the source of your energy. A person who thinks negatively can't emit positive energy. Start by observing your thoughts, especially the automatic ones you never question. When you think, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve this, life is unfair, you're broadcasting a low frequency and calling negativity to you. Instead, practice reframing. What is this situation teaching me? What can I learn from this pain? How can I act to transform this? 2. Watch your words. Your speech reveals your energy. Ancient wisdom says, body, speech, mind. Among them, speech shows energy most clearly. People who constantly complain, criticize, or judge are unknowingly sending waves of negativity into the world. Every word you speak doesn't just touch others, it echoes back into your own heart. Start by speaking less. Before you open your mouth, pause for 3 seconds and ask, does this need to be said? Will this bring peace or chaos? When you master your words, you'll see your energy shift fast. 3. Get enough sleep, the original energy charger. Sleep is your ultimate power bank. Many trade health for work and later spend fortunes trying to buy health back. Sleep deprivation scrambles your brain waves, dulls your intuition, and keeps your body in constant stress, dragging your frequency down without you knowing. Want higher energy? Sleep on time. Ideally, turn off screens before midnight so your body and mind can fully recharge. 4. Surround yourself with high-frequency people. Stay near ink, you'll turn black. Stay near light, you'll shine. Have you ever noticed how you change around certain people? Complainers make you complain. Positive people lift your mood. That's resonance. Choose your circle wisely. Spend time with people who inspire you, live mindfully, and aim higher. Their energy will naturally raise yours. 5. Reconnect with nature, the purest vibration source. This is one of the oldest, most effective methods. Walk through the forest. Sit under an old tree. Touch the stream. Or simply look up at the sky. Nature never rushes. Trees don't compete. The wind doesn't argue. The earth doesn't resent. When you're in nature, you resonate with its silent, loving fullness. Just 10 minutes of grounding, barefoot on grass, or meditating under the morning sun can rebalance your energy in ways that surprise you. 6. Visualize. Light up your guiding image. When you feel drained, close your eyes and imagine a teacher, a sage, or a spiritual symbol you trust. Maybe the Buddha, Christ, a wise elder, or even your best future self. See them smile and touch your heart, sending waves of love and wisdom. This invisible connection is real and powerful. 7. Healing music. Tune your mind with sound. Ever played a soft meditation track and felt your soul calm down? Music at high frequencies works directly on the emotional brain, slowing your breath, softening your heartbeat, and boosting serotonin, the happiness hormone. Try tracks at 432 Hz or 528 Hz, Tibetan chants, Indian mantras, or pure nature sounds. Listen in the morning or before bed to cleanse your energy. 8. Bathe in light. Immerse in pure energy. Imagine light as pure water washing your mind clean. Stand in the morning sun, close your eyes, and picture white light flowing through you. Soft, bright, loving. Or simply let sunlight touch your face for 5 minutes daily. Not only does it reset your body clock, it also lifts your frequency and reconnects you with life. 9. Move your body. Unblock stagnant energy. Ancients didn't say exercise, they called it qi circulation. You don't need a hardcore workout, just 10 minutes every morning. Stretches, push-ups, brisk walking, or simple breath and movement exercises. When blood flows, energy flows. When energy flows, the mind clears. Movement removes stagnation and frees negative emotions, bringing clarity and balance. 10. Do deep work in the morning. Invest your highest energy. Your brain is at peak energy in the first 2 hours after waking. If you waste it scrolling your phone or reading bad news, you're throwing away your most precious frequency. Instead, use it for meaningful work, writing, learning, or making progress on your real goals. Doing this not only gets things done, but also anchors a positive frequency for the whole day. 11. Clean your inner space. Resolve old conflicts. You can't raise your frequency if your heart still holds storm clouds. Maybe it's an unresolved argument, an unhealed wound, or a mistake you haven't forgiven yourself for. Even if you try to forget, those things keep sending negative waves. So start by writing down what hurts you most. Talk to it. Forgive the one who hurt you. not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. Forgiveness, even when silent, is the most powerful act to lift yourself out of a low vibration. My friend, there is no magic shortcut that will leap you instantly into a higher frequency. But if you practice these methods daily, like lighting a small candle every day, you will gradually turn the dark room within into a space filled with light. When your frequency is right, everything naturally falls into harmony. That's not magic. It's the science of consciousness and an unchanging truth the wise have known for thousands of years. Equanimity. This is the ultimate state of the mind and the gateway to a new destiny. There was a time when my life was in chaos. Work piled up, loved ones fell ill, finances fell apart. Every morning I woke up feeling like a tiny boat adrift in a raging ocean, unsure where I was headed. One day I went to an ancient temple. The old monk didn't ask a single question. He simply poured me a cup of tea and said, "When water is still, the bottom is revealed. When the mind is calm, the path appears." I froze at his words. From that day on, I began practicing something that seemed simple but was deeper than any theory. Returning to equanimity. Equanimity is not numbness. It is not denial of reality or avoidance of pain. Equanimity is the courage to stand in the storm without screaming inside. You may feel fear, but you do not let fear control you. You may feel sadness, but you do not let sadness define you. You may feel anger, but you pause before anger creates new karma. Here's a secret few people know. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to the frequency you emit. You can pray for money, love, and peace, but if your heart is chaotic, what you attract is only more chaos. To change the outer world, you must first calm the inner waves. Remember this simple truth. Stillness gives birth to wisdom. When chaos hits, do not react immediately. Breathe. Observe. Stay with your feelings as a mother would hold a crying child. Don't push them away. Just be present, and the storm will pass. One of my students suffered chronic anxiety. Every decision made her tremble. She feared mistakes, feared failure. I gave her no advice, only one practice. When you feel uneasy, sit still. Place your hand on your heart and ask, "What am I afraid of?" Then gently answer, "I feel fear, I feel worry, and I accept that." Take a deep breath and exhale it all out. After a month, she wrote me a thank you letter, not because she was cured, but because she finally knew how to hold herself. My friend, all these frequency-raising methods are just tools. The ultimate destination is equanimity. When you are in equanimity, you see clearly. When you are in equanimity, you respond instead of reacting. When you are in equanimity, you reconnect with the highest energy, wisdom, compassion, and life itself. The world will still spin, people will still be noisy, storms will still come. But you can choose not to be swept away. And here's the miracle. When you stand still, the world begins to realign around you. Chaos quiets down, difficulties begin to untangle. Bad luck fades, not because you ran away, but because you became a new magnetic field, no longer compatible with the old negativity. So I ask you to remember the most important truth in this entire video. When your frequency is right, everything aligns. When your heart is calm, your destiny shifts. You don't need to change the whole world today. Just start with a single deep breath, a slow step, and a mindful moment. Then you'll realize you yourself are the doorway to a new life. My friend, if you've stayed with me until this very last minute, perhaps something inside you is resonating. A part of you has awakened. We've walked together through the journey of energy, from the low vibrations that create suffering to the higher frequencies that open the gates of destiny. We now know. Life does not begin with action, it begins with inner frequency. It is not circumstances that shape you. It is the state of your vibration that shapes your circumstances. Every emotion, every thought, every word is an invisible wave sending signals to the universe, and the universe responds in kind. You cannot force yourself to think positive while your heart is still broken. You cannot fake peace when storms rage inside, but you can choose awareness. You can choose to observe yourself, and step by step you can adjust your energy. The 10 methods I've shared, from mindset and mindful speech to sleep, nature, light, music, and the art of equanimity, are like an energy compass to guide you out of the maze of chaos. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start now. Drink a glass of water in silence. Turn off your phone for 10 minutes and breathe. forgive someone, or simply smile at yourself in the mirror. Even the smallest inner shift can change the entire current of your life. And never forget, when you change your frequency, you change your reality. When you are in equanimity, you no longer fear fate, because you are the one rewriting it. If something in this video sparked an awakening in you, even just a flicker of light, leave a comment, share your experience, and don't forget to subscribe to Nunsin Jikmong. Every week, we'll meet again as kindred spirits, learning to live slower, deeper, and steadier in a world of constant change. See you in the next video. Wishing you a journey of light and peace within.